fiending for that $50, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need that $50, bro. If I had, and I'd be able to really get shit done. You know what I'm saying?
No, Matt, I don't know what you mean, but I'm sure after a little bit of research we'll figure it out real quick. Welcome back to another installment of this unfortunate series that I have subjected myself and all of you to. Swampy D just scrolling, looking for some memes to LOL at, if you know what I mean. And then suddenly you come across a new goldmine of content, such as M stands for money. Now, in the first episode we went over some of the background, the lore, the basics of why people are really not a fan of this guy. And since he's not like the most well-documented guy, even though there is some decent archives out there, it's hard to really know what exactly he was known for, especially on the Lolcow side of things. Obviously, he's dealing with a court case for squatting, which we will touch on again here soon. There have been updates, but it gets deeper than that. Not only does he say some absolutely asinine and controversial things, allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the comment section on the previous video, he has little kitty allegations against him, which is always a big no-no here in the swamp. Now, I don't know too much about it yet, at least in this very second in the video, but from what I'm seeing, he was apparently stalking a 15-year-old girl and wouldn't leave them alone. We're gonna look into that deeper, but again, these are just alleged, these are just allegations. There's no proof behind this, at least in this very second of the video. But as we go deeper, I'm sure we will find out more. So let's jump into those court case updates.
Your Honor, we're asking to set this matter over.
Move to dismiss. I was falsely imprisoned by the police. Adverse possession. This is very complicated. I know you don't know me, but...
Your Honor, I'm looking at the documents uploaded for this file as a guilty plea.
Right.
So, based on the disagreements between what I see in the file that was uploaded by my office and Mr. Davis's statements, I'm going to ask to set this matter over, and I'm going to upload a motion to continue, and he can meet with his assigned attorney out of my office.
All right. And let me just take a look and see where we are with respect to speedy trial. All right. Just for the party's benefit, back on August 13th, there was an agreement that speedy trial commenced on July 30th. So that puts the final start date at roughly October 30th. So any objection to the request for continuance, Ms. Harvey?
Your Honor, without a waiver, we'd ask that it be set by September 30th, but with a waiver, we wouldn't mind a longer continuance.
Mr. Babin Mr. Davis has elected to set this matter for trial.
Okay. So let's upload a pretrial conference form.
I know I'm not the only one that heard the public defender chuckling a little bit there when he was saying that his client had already pled guilty, but is now trying to spin a yarn here. But, you know, what you gonna do? Sometimes you're given a good client, sometimes you're given a bad one. So in this first clip, we're seeing that they are finally getting some movement. It's not looking good for him. He's already pled guilty. There's video evidence, and more charges might even come down just because of how wild he was in those videos, saying that he would basically delete the owner of the house from the game, if you know what I mean, if they even tried to confront him. But then we saw when the owner confronted him in public, he was a scared little girl. Typical Lolcow stuff. It's like the Cyrax thing. You buff up, you bow up so big, you talk all this game, and then you just act like a little baby the moment somebody confronts you.
Your Honor, permission to speak freely.
If you have an attorney, I would caution you highly to please make any statements through your attorney. I don't want you to make any statements that might potentially jeopardize your case. So I'm going to ask you to address your concerns to Mr. Yelish, and he can bring them to my attention.
I fully understand that, Your Honor. I just wanted to repeat the same thing that I previously repeated last time I was in this position. I need to talk to you about things involving this case and surrounding this case, and I understand you'd like me to talk to my attorney representative for him to talk to you.
And I can't address anything specifically with respect to the facts of your case, Mr. Davis. That's simply not my role here.
Definitely. I'm just trying to verbally express that I feel like I need to have a conversation with you, Your Honor, about things surrounding this case as well as involving this case.
Mr. Davis, the court cannot speak with you outside of the presence of all
I'm
parties.
fully aware of that.
And I'm going to ask you to not make any statements about your case that
I didn't.
prejudice you.
Highly encourage you to be in good contact with Mr. Yelish so that you two can work on your case together.
Your Honor, if I can speak with absolute confidence, as soon as this case is resolved, I am pursuing the key to the city. And I would like the key to the city as well as a deep apology from the Bremerton Police Department.
Have a good rest of your day, Mr. Davis.
Once again, shout out to Villainous Minds. That's where I got these updates from. I feel like I do need to address the situation. I did see a few comments of people acting like I'm friends with these other channels just because I give them a shout out and or credit. Guys, that's just the right thing to do. I try my best to make sure I credit the right people and credit the people that bring the content that I'm being able to show you. And that's as deep as that goes. There's no friendships. There's nothing crazy. I don't understand why I even have to explain that. But, you know, some people, they just need that to be said out loud because they immediately associate you with whatever else is going on. Not to say that there's anything wrong with these other channels, but I saw a few comments of people saying, well, that person's not good. I can't believe you're friends with them. It's like, well, I'm just shouting out where I found the clips, boys. Like, it's not any deeper than that. But honestly, it's pretty sad to see that this guy just can't shut up and let his attorney run his side. Again, it's already pretty abysmal because he's already done the worst possible thing. He said, hey, I'm guilty. I did it. Plus, there's all this film. There's all these live streams. And if to delete that, that's actually bad. That's called spoliation, I believe. Basically means you're trying to tamper with the evidence, delete stuff, make it harder for the case to proceed. And as I'm sure most of you are aware, that's never a good thing. Now, we're going to jump into a recent live stream of his to give you an idea of what this totally grand content is like. And just to get an idea of what kind of great personality this guy's working with. Again, we have heard all kinds of crazy things about him, rumor upon rumor. But the things we can substantiate so far don't make him look very great either.
Do I have to prioritize your comments? Do I have to answer your questions? Homie, I don't think you've left an impression enough for me to answer your adolescent statement. That makes sense? I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, homie, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm like Thanos, bro. I don't even know who you are. No, I don't. Fuck you, fucking NPC. We see how well that worked out, didn't we? Man, I'm so mad at you guys, bro. God damn. Mad at everybody. Fucked up. I just want to relax. I'd rather my credit card not be permanently canceled. That's super fucky, bro. Yet it's impossible to pay back unless somebody's extremely generous. Do I think somebody's gonna be that extremely generous? No. The whole goal was to pay back my credit card.
Yes, Matt, you should probably prioritize the people that are literally paying for your bum-ass lifestyle. The more that I watch this guy, the more I dislike him. He's even banned me a few times and called me out for just saying the obvious. Anytime you call him out, he'll immediately be like, are you threatening me? No, buddy, I'm not threatening you. But are you threatening me? Because you seem to be the one that's constantly throwing out some pretty crazy slurs. You wonder why he's been deleting all his recent VODs? Because he thinks it's gonna get him out of trouble down the line. But you just wait, buddy. Bad people get bad things, and it does always come full circle. Somebody pointing that out and mentioning that karma is definitely gonna get you is not a threat. But telling people you'll murder them on their own front porch if they even walk on it definitely is. So I don't know, buddy. Maybe pipe down just a little bit before you get old Uncle Swampy D a little upset. It's obvious from jump that this guy has zero wherewithal, no respect for the people that donate to him. And at this point, why are you even donating to him? Is it just to see a crash out? It's gotta be some sort of Daniel Larson type thing, right? To where you're just so invested in seeing this person make their life worse and worse that you're willing to throw a few bucks just to see it happen.
You're like, I thought your goal was to fix your teeth. Why do you think I'm doing all that? To have the money to fix my teeth. So is that avoiding the conversation or is that answering the question? Like, it's all right that I'm 20 years ahead and you're confused, right? Because I'm actually the mastermind and I'm the leader of this entire operation. So it's all right that I don't tell you every finite detail, right? Like, are you a part of my team? You a part of my entourage, Michelle? But why the fuck are you fine-combing for details?
You know, common sense ain't so common, and that's something I've learned doing this whole Lolcow business. Because honestly, I had way more faith in humanity just even a year ago before I found all this mess, and I can't believe that I was that positive. Naive, if you want to be super real about it. People are obviously going to ask questions. They're going to look for some details when you're constantly grifting online, crying about being homeless, saying you need $20 for a burger, saying you need $40 for a room, when come to find out, most of these rooms have been paid for several days in advance. All the money you're taking in, you're just grifting and keeping to yourself, and most of the time it doesn't go towards anything you're saying it does. This guy's been saying for a year now that we're going to Johnny Dangs to get those brother's teeth fixed. Last video we debunked that Johnny Dang doesn't fix teeth. He makes custom grills and jewelry. So what, you're just gonna cover up those god-awful teeth, those missing ones if you will, with a little bit of gold and think that fixes it? Oh buddy, it's gonna be a long, interesting ride for you. But we all know you're not going to Johnny Dang's, give it up already. But like I said, his number one solution to silencing that is to ban you and then call you out and then suddenly act like he's being threatened. When we all can see right there in 4K that he's the one escalating the situation, and that's why he deletes the VODs, because he knows he has no leg to stand on. Isn't that right, Matty boy?
You just straight up proving them wrong. There's my third dab pen. I don't just leave these on the ground. Like, I do pick them up and then throw them away. Take your garbage with you. That makes sense, guys? The only reason I didn't throw it away is because I couldn't find it the last time I was walking around here. I found the other two, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have a third one. But I couldn't find it, so I kept walking. Well, today I found the third one. And you guys notice, I drank these and then leave them outside. Yeah, and frequently visited areas where I walk past again and then pick up the bottle and throw it away. But even if I leave it outside, guys, this is my hometown. I left it right there because I'm gonna go back and pick it up and throw it away.
This clip seems entirely pointless because he's trying to virtue signal that, oh yeah, I clean up after myself, but you threw it on the floor in the first place, dude. Just keep it in your pocket and throw it away. Why throw it on the floor and pick it up at a later day? That's the dumbest, most inefficient thing I've ever heard in my life, and honestly, brother, makes me just want to laugh at you in your face even more, because your IQ cannot be that low that you think littering and then later coming back to pick it up if it might happen to still be there is a good way of doing things. You're absolutely deluded beyond saving.
Love Chevy, the thing is I don't have to. I'm rich and famous for being rich and famous, and we already have deep conversations about how Federal Reserve notes are an illusionary construct. We can't do this right now. Does that make sense? We can't pause the world and have the American dream for you, Love Chevy. We gotta keep this rolling, okay? So if you could just hand me that buku and just donate half your bank account and quit fucking around, I'd really appreciate it. Donations of your own free will, of course. Because even the damn... Why is the Super 8... Why is the Super 8 hotel like $180?
Lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah, correct. And that's what I tried to explain to them, Joseph. It's really deep. You fully just explained it simply, that it's just an IOU and that it's all based upon debt.
Now this is one of my favorite clips because he does this all the time, right? He's like going to lower end motels. Nothing wrong with it. Stay where you can afford, right? But as somebody who literally just stayed in one of these, and I even looked up his area that he was in and looked up the nightly rates, it's between $49 and $69 for a room in that place. It's honestly fairly affordable, and saying $180 is insane, implying that he's trying to get multiple nights, saying he's only getting one. But this is what he does. He lies, he grifts, he steals, he scams. He can't just be honest and say, hey, I'm looking for a couple dollars so I can stay here for 3, 4, 5 days and not have to worry about it so much. But he can't be honest. That's the biggest thing here. People just feel like they have to pathologically lie for some reason. But of course, the lies never end here in the swamp when it comes to these silly little lolcows.
I just try not to talk about it. I'm into the good stuff. Starts to, well, I don't know about starts to. I feel like it's pretty good within the deep web. You know what I mean? Wouldn't really even say it's on the surface. Maybe. Depending on how deep you go. I'd say it's on the surface. Somewhere in the middle. What? Yeah, am I talking to, like, your younger sister or something? Like, why are you so upset? Did I rizz up your younger sister? Like, what are we talking about, dude? What playground do you think I'm victimizing, bro? You afraid I'll play Barbies with your little sister? Like, what's up, dude? Fun, but hopefully you're not upset with me about that Kim Possible joke. Because I wasn't joking. I was deathly serious about how much Kim Possible arouses me. What? So if you got a problem with that, I don't think we can be friends. If you want to press me about talking to an underage lady, at least get her name right. Hypothetically.
And here we are finally at the PDF weirdo stuff. Talking about wanting to be with underage girls. The interesting, things he looks at on the deep web, if you will. Talking about invading playgrounds. And while you might think he's joking in some of these statements, it quickly becomes apparent that he's not. And he'll double back and even let you know that he's not. Absolutely disgusting, especially after a lot of these other things I've heard about him. I haven't touched on them too heavily yet because I haven't found quite the info I'm looking looking for to feel comfortable enough pressing those types of things. But when you see these things right here, these behaviors, these statements, these weirdo shenanigans trying to normalize, talking about teenagers, people under the age, and even going and talking about playing with people's little sisters, it's just absolutely out of pocket, completely disgusting, and only points to one real thing in this whole matter. And I think we all know what that is.
No, I wasn't inappropriate with my coworker. Are you all right with that reassurance? Are you not reassured by that? I was not inappropriate with my coworker. She was uncomfortable with me. Made her uncomfortable by saying hello. So if that's reassuring enough to clear up any misunderstandings, then hopefully you're able to sit with that information the same way I'm able to sit with that information. She's just uncomfortable with my advances, so I was reported to HR. If you count saying hello as flirting, I don't think it is. I was explaining that's why you don't flirt at the workplace. It's because you flirt at the workplace, and if a woman just wants to report you to HR, that's what happens.
Now, this is a situation I touched on in the intro of the video. Apparently, allegedly I should say, Matt had a job at some point, not quite sure where, don't really care enough to know, but he was making advances to a 15-year-old coworker. Simply saying hello is never gonna get you reported for Simply saying hello at any job, no matter how weird you might look or whatever you want to try to put it on, is never going to get you reported to HR for that type of stuff. Why would they report you for just simply saying hello? It makes absolutely zero sense in any situation. Clearly, you snitched on yourself 2 seconds later by saying she didn't like my advances. So clearly you were saying something more than hello. Probably invading their space, probably following them around, probably making those very ill-advised jokes you like to make about young women and girls, teen girls, adolescent girls. Probably was exactly what happened there, and I don't think anybody's gonna believe otherwise. But again, like I said, it's alleged until we actually get the real documentation about it. But it's very, very, very unlikely that he said hello to a 15-year-old girl at work and was fired for it. Very doubtful.
Oh, bro, I got donations, bro. I just don't talk about it. Bubba, I explain all the time. You must not believe me, so what's the point of explaining? Bubba, are you listening? I have a fuck ton of money in my bank account that I don't tell you guys about. I lie about being broke to then receive more money from people. That makes sense? Bubba, I'm here at a hotel that costs hundreds of dollars. How do I do that? Are you putting it together? Dum, dum, dum.
Well, folks, I can't stand to look at this little goblin's face anymore, so that's gonna be it for today's video. If we have uncovered anything, it is that this guy is indeed everything everybody has been accusing him of. He's grifting, he's lying, he's stealing, he's talking crap to the very people that he's trying to grift, and on top of that, he seems to have some very not so great tendencies when it comes to the type of females he's into. We're definitely gonna do deeper looks into a lot of this, so don't you worry. The next episode we'll do an even deeper dive into some of those interesting statements he was making. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon.